Hyundai are awfully pleased with themselves these days. Take this new Lantra. People bought the old Lantra because it was cheap. But now the South Korean company claims it can compete head-on with rivals from Europe and Japan. To find out whether they're being a trifle optimistic, we've taken a mid-range Lantra, this £12,500 1.8 SI, and put it against the newest of those rivals, just on sale in Britain, Peugeot's 406. That £12,500 gets you this bottom-of-the-range 1.8L. Let's start with style. Old Hyundais could pride themselves on a complete absence of this elusive commodity. But that's all changed with the new Lantra. There's not a cast-off body panel in sight. And those curves, they're crafted to please, not merely keep the rain out. Only the wheels, which are a size too small for it, and this rather swollen booted rump let the side down, which is a pity. Peugeot, on the other hand, have tried the traditional approach. The 406 may be a conservative design, but it's a very poised one. It's got a purposeful frown up front and a wealth of fine details, like this boot badge, come boot release. And I reckon it'll grow old gracefully. In 5 years' time, it'll still be looking great when the Lantra's more at home on the station taxi rank. So much for the outsides then. What about the insides? And again, it's full marks to Hyundai for improvement. The dash is well thought out. The switches switch with a Toyota-like precision. But it's all dimensionally challenged. The average Korean is apparently some 2 or 3 inches shorter than the average Brit, and there's no doubt who they've designed it for. The headroom's very tight. You're pinned into your seat by this steeply raked, in-your-face windscreen. And as for lounging round in the back, well, forget it. In comparison, the Peugeot's family-sized. There's fewer appointments, but better safety kit, like 2 airbags instead of 1. There's a proper full-size seatbelt in the middle of the back seat, not just a lap belt, and there's a remote control and RDS for the radio. And then there's that hallmark of 90s sophistication, genuine plastic wood inserts on the dashboard. And now the important question. What's the new Lantra like to drive? Again, the answer's surprisingly good. The sparkling twin-cam engine makes it relatively fast, under 10 seconds to 60, and the car goes where you point it with a precision that Hyundais have lacked in the past. But in top-notch company, it's not quite good enough. It's too noisy. The gearbox is a crunchy and ponderous affair, and you feel too many of the bumps to match Europe's best. And in the driving department, the 406 is Europe's best. There's a brilliant chassis for fun round the corners, and a supple, cosseting ride that few other mid-size cars can match. And the noise levels are pretty low too. It's not as fast as the Lantra, but that doesn't seem to matter. After 500 miles in the Hyundai, you'd have a headache. After 500 miles in the Peugeot, you'd still be enjoying it, just looking for that next set of bends. A clear victory for the Peugeot then. Well, not quite. If you buy your own car with your own money, then the Lantra has some advantages. According to our Top Gear JD Power surveys, Hyundais are satisfyingly problem-free. Their dealers are excellent, and their 3-year unlimited mileage warranties are quite simply the best in the business. The Peugeot's ancestors have merely been average for reliability and service, and the company's measly 12-month guarantee doesn't inspire the same confidence. So, the Koreans are catching up. If you're a private buyer, not overly tall or a desperately keen driver, you'll find the Lantra a reassuring choice. Everyone else will go for the 406 because it's the better car. And one final thought. The Korean government has a barrage of restrictions to stop foreigners selling cars there, whereas here in Europe, we're happily welcoming the new, improved Korean cars with open arms. Not fair, you might say, and you'd be right.